Welcome to episode 11 of Episode George. I'm George. This episode contains secret Labor Party emails. Everything I say is my opinion. In this episode, I will show that the Labor Party has a suspicious policy of concealing who gives political donations to Labor Party politicians. On the screen now is an internal Labor Party email. I will read out the highlighted section. It states, quote, "Hi Tash, Andrew and Con. Adele made it very clear at the last EO meeting that all members must have their campaign accounts linked with their branch accounts. This is to ensure the member will not come under any scrutiny with personal donations." End quote. Since there are people who might think this email is fake, on the screen now is a scan of former Labor Party Chief Minister Natasha Files' passport and the first part of her resume. I've shown these pictures so that the Labor Party knows that I have their internal documents. On the screen now are the three people most closely involved with today's secret email. They are, first, former Labor Party Chief Minister and Minister for Health, Natasha Files. Second, her father Andrew Files, who was manager of the Casuarina sub-branch of the Labor Party. Third, the notorious liar and communist Con Vatskalis, who is the former Labor Party member for Casuarina. In this email, the most important sentence is the one where the Labor Party instructed its politicians to conceal important information from the public. I'll read it again. It states, quote, "This is to ensure the member, which means the politician, Con Vatskalis, will not come under any scrutiny with personal donations." End quote. What is happening in this email is that Con Vatskalis and presumably his campaign manager Natasha Files have received money from someone that they don't want to tell the public about. There are many reasons why a political party will try to keep secrets like this. I will give the explanation that I think most people should hear. To give this explanation, I will use the communist Con Vatskalis as a prop. On the screen now is a picture of Con Vatskalis. Con Vatskalis was once the Minister for Mines and Energy, which meant that he had the power to make decisions about billions of dollars of Australian oil, gas and uranium resources. For this explanation, let's say that there was a Chinese billionaire who wanted to steal Australian oil, gas and uranium resources by bribing the Labor Party. On the screen now is an actual news article about the Darwin City Council, which Con Vatskalis is in charge of. In the article, it says that the Darwin City Council tabled a letter inviting a Chinese billionaire to the Northern Territory to explore for Australian oil, gas and uranium resources. In my opinion, this is not a coincidence. To continue the explanation, let's say that the Chinese billionaire promised to donate millions and millions of dollars to the Labor Party every time there was an election. This is something that the Labor Party would want to happen so that the Labor Party could pay for election signs, election flyers, and other advertising needed to win the election. In return, let's say that the Chinese billionaire wanted the Labor Party to help him get Australian oil, gas and uranium for free, or to get those things without paying a fair royalty payment to Aboriginal people. If such a deal ever happened between the Labor Party and a Chinese billionaire, the Labor Party would never tell the Australian public about it. Instead, they would hide the information as best they could. I will now propose a very easy way that large political donations could easily be hidden by the Labor Party using the method spoken about in the internal Labor Party email. On the screen now is a real financial disclosure document from the Northern Territory Electoral Commission showing the information that the Labor Party discloses to the public. In the many pages of the disclosure document, each line states the name of the political donor and the amount they gave. If you pause this video and read the information provided line by line, it will be clear that it is practically impossible to know who most of these political donors are, or how to double-check that the Labour Party has actually told the truth. What this means is that a Chinese billionaire could easily donate millions of dollars to the Labour Party by simply creating many fake names or registering many small businesses here in Australia. Afterwards, using the many fake names or businesses that don't really exist, the Chinese billionaire could make as many political donations as he wanted to without any of us in the public finding out. In my opinion, since the Northern Territory is so rich in natural resources, which is especially important for the Aboriginal people who receive royalties, it is absolutely essential for us to have the fairest elections possible. To conclude this video, on the screen now is a picture of a previous episode in the video presentations that I am making. In this video presentation, I explained that I disputed a corrupt election in the Supreme Court where the judge falsified evidence against me. When I disputed the election, the politician I took to court was Convatscalis. That particular video is called Episode 7 of Episode George. When the judge falsified evidence against me, I emailed Natasha Files because she was the Labour Party Attorney General and Minister for Justice to arrange a meeting. Natasha Files refused my request for a meeting, which allowed the corrupt election to be concealed. In my opinion, the reason that Natasha Files refused to have the meeting is because she was once the campaign manager for Convatscalis, along with her father, Andrew Files. What that means is that Natasha Files may have refused the meeting and allowed the corrupt election to stand because of an undeclared conflict of interest. If I did not obtain the secret Labour Party documents that I have, I would never know that Natasha Files was Convatscalis' campaign manager, and chances are, neither would anyone watching this video. At time of filming, August 2024, I'm a candidate for election in the division of Nightcliff against Natasha Files. Therefore, this video is the spoken and authorised opinion of George Mamouzelos, Darwin. This video presentation and others like it can be found at episodegeorge.com. Alternatively, you can search social media for Episode George or the comedically themed Most Genius Greek Philosopher of Darwin or the Mango Inquisition.